storms had passed, a light that broke the dark at last. Tiny hands, a brand new start. You lit a flame inside my heart. Each tear we cried painted skies so wide. You gave our shattered hope a place to hide. Rainbow baby, with a firecracker spirit, you shine so bright, the whole world can hear it. Crackling laughter, sparks in your eyes, you turned our morning into glowing skies. Oh rainbow baby, fierce and true, we prayed for you. And here came you. Dimples deep with a rainbow smile, eyes bright blue that danced a while. But when they shift to steel gray hues, we see the storm that carried you. We aim for 24 weeks, hearts on hold. Each tiny flutter felt brave and bold. Then 32 weeks you came, 3:12 p.m. we called your name. 3 pounds 12, so small, so new, but every inch was mighty too. Whoa, we held on tight through silent alarms, wires and warmers wrapped in arms. Being a 32-weeker, you had mountains to climb. We learned grace one obstacle at a time. You came wrapped in color, heart open wide, with thunder in your soul and angels at your side. Rainbow baby, with a firecracker spirit, light in our lives every time we're near it. Blazing with giggles, wild in your flight, you're the sunrise after the darkest night. Oh rainbow baby, one of a kind, we prayed for you. And you were ours. 18 years came far too soon. A lifetime passed by like a fleeting tune. A new season, a new chapter. See you later, new hopes, new dreams. Now fly high, firecracker, light the sky. Yes, rainbow baby, with a firecracker spirit, wild and true. Our world was a better place the moment we met you.
Hey y'all, welcome in everyone. Well, it's just slightly different this evening, right? Do you see it? Hey, Mr. Stephanie.
Hi.
Hey, wait, does my seat adjust?
Yeah, right here.
Don't, I want to control it. I expected it to drop. Hey, Urena. I went to say it and then I thought, and I'm like, am I saying it right? Welcome in, everybody. I'm going to run up and chat really quick, and then Mr. Steph is dropping some links and saying hellos. If you had noticed, I changed the thumbnail. So we're not doing the sale tonight. We are having... What?
Our back porch.
Our Back Porch After Dark. And, well, let's see. Yeah, it's storming. It's dark here. First in chat, other than Mr. Stephanie, is just the Butterfly Queen. Good to see you, Jess. Glad you could make it. Love you. No, y'all, I tell everybody I love them, but that girl made me a mama almost 26 years ago. Kathy was next one in. She says hi again. Oh, y'all, I've got something to show you. Remember, no sale tonight. So, Kathy is local to me. So, before YouTube, I did have friends. I still do. Anyway, so I went over and I dropped off Kathy's stuff to her. And she came bearing gifts. I wasn't going to show it tonight, Mr. Steph. Well, you know what? I've got a cup here. Or not a cup. I got my water here. So, y'all, Kathy is creative. Check that out. That's a cozy or koozie, whatever, right? She made this, y'all. She's got more. Okay. And then she told me this is a coaster, y'all, but if you can tell,
Size your face.
it's the size of my face. So you can use it as a coaster, especially if...
Hey, Patrick Murphy.
Hey, Patrick. Especially if you do like tea and cookies, right? Tea or coffee and cookies, whatever. You slide your just... Okay. I'm going to grab something for an example. I should have thought of this before I started burying stuff today. Check that out. So, have your rent. Y'all, she's not selling yet, right? But I got the hookup for these for sure. She's got them in different colors, and I think what was it we discussed? Like $12. I don't know, y'all. Creative. So hey, I got the hookup. Anyone, I'll try to sell that when we actually have a sale. But this one's mine. Yeah, I got the first.
All right. So next in was Crack and Mary.
Next one in is Crack and Mary. Welcome in.
And then Urena.
Welcome in,
Now,
girl.
I dropped Urena's link. Everyone needs to go sub to Urena. She's putting content on, guys.
And so's Kathy.
And so's Kathy. Go sub to them, man. Go see what content they're putting up. I just got a notification on Urena, so I haven't went and looked yet, but I got a notification that there was like a beach video or something.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, and then next was Robin.
Bye. Robin, girl. I don't know if I'm coming or I'm going, which is the reason why we're having this event. We're having the back porch this evening and not a sale. Because, well, for one, y'all, we do a lot behind the scenes. We have active kids. Yes, they're all grown, but life can get busy really quick. So on top of our business, which so much goes on behind the scenes, we have an outreach and we have multiple adult kids. Even some of them we didn't birth, but hey, we're mom and dad. So life has been crazy busy. My family as a whole has been in crisis mode for over 2 months. Wouldn't know it, would you? Well, maybe you would. You can tell when I'm having good days and when I'm not. So just over 2 months ago, and trying to, find steady ground again. And then the last 3 weeks, we've been in direct crisis, meaning not our household directly, but it impacts us. So, for about 3 weeks, we've been dual our household plus another household. Not complaining, just explaining. So, that's all before YouTube.
Right. So then, Urena says you always say her name right. You just always second guess yourself.
I always second guess myself.
And then Crack and Mary says she shared us out.
Thank you, Crack and Mary. And y'all, if you want to share us out, go ahead, just let us know. And we can put y'all in the monthly drawing. So everything that is like that you get an entry for this month. It's for the drawing next month. We still have one more drawing for April because, yeah, last week was cray. Let's see. 5/18.
Okay.
Shoot.
I may just have to screenshot it.
Yeah, but then I might forget to put it in there. So,
Did you get it to right, fun?
yep, got it. 5/18/25. Kraken Mary.
Hi, Nana.
Hey,
Hi,
Nana.
Ashley.
Hey, Ashley. So we are just, it's pretty much an open forum, but we do have some ground rules. 1, we don't bash other channels. 2, we don't talk about politics.
Or religion.
And we really just don't talk about religion as well, because trying to get everyone to respect other people's beliefs is asking too much. It just is. So we just, don't. But hey, if you need prayer and you're comfortable putting that in chat, we can definitely get you on a prayer list. Kraken Mary shared out. Y'all, I still cannot multitask. I'm either talking or I have to write and then I can talk again.
All right. So the next person, and then Urena says no sell tonight.
No sell tonight. 2 reasons. We're going to be open and we're going to be honest. And we're going to be as transparent as we can. Please understand HIPAA. And just in all general, just privacy, right?
Then Kathy says unboxing video is up.
Yes, her unboxing video. The new one?
I don't know. She just put unbox videos up. And then Patrick Murphy come in, did his flyby.
Patrick Murphy. Y'all, if you're not connected with his channel, you should. And then past that, Patrick Murphy has eBay. And tell you what, if you go over to his eBay store and you see stuff, don't just purchase it. If you're going to get multiple things, you're going to want to email him. You just, put everything in the cart and then copy and paste, put it in an email, and you'll get discounted shipping. But that is one out of the lot that I got from him. Well, did we get that before the beginning of the year? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And then Urena said, wow, that's cool and different for the crocheted cozy.
It is. And I want to say she has at least 4 more cozies and coasters left. The coasters are the size of.
And I guess Urena put a
something.
video up because Tooch wanted to see the boat.
Oh, yeah.
So, but then Nana goes down and comments and said it was so cool seeing doing the boat ride.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had Nana come in and said hi to everybody.
So, there are a couple I'm not going to point you out because we're not doing business tonight. But if you got 1 or a few items from me, not recently, we're talking at least 2 weeks, and I haven't invoiced you. We had huge technical issues with
A printer.
Like
we even went to town, got Jess's printer, and still couldn't get it to work.
And it was because my laptop did a software update and it jacked everything up. So we got that resolved. So anything that isn't already in circulation is going out in the morning. So by afternoon, no matter what time zone you're in, you should have a notification of your tracking and it on the truck or whatever. Because it's gonna, whatever carrier is it's gonna be there in time for the truck to go out tomorrow. Past that, why aren't we having to sell Mr. Stephanie?
We needed to do a back porch.
We needed to do a back porch.
So to explain back porch for anybody that's, new to us since, because it's been a hot minute since we've done a back porch. Pretty much where we grew up and the people we grew up around, you didn't go to their front porch. If you were going over and going to sit there and just shoot this breeze for a while and drink a glass of iced tea, usually sat on their back porch. So we do a back porch event where we're just basically sitting here chilling and, just being us, just relaxing more than anything. We pretty much talked about any topics you guys bring up in chat. Like I said, just no bashing other channels or other people, because that's not, it's not productive. Why even do it? You know, if it's not going to be productive, then it's not worth doing.
Some of the subjects
some of the subjects
can be very triggering.
We've covered everything from,
addiction, overdoses,
people
death,
dying, suicides, just bad health issues, just everything. We try to stay away from politics because, there's all these different sides and no one ever meets in the middle, and it just turns out to be a fight. All the major wars have always started over politics and religion. So it's just not worth causing a fight. Be civil to each other like normal in our chats. Have fun. Have a conversation. This is a place to be able to grab some links. And, if you're just having a bad day and you just need someone to just kind of blow it out, throw it in the chat.
Mister.
Yep.
Where's my black Polish whatever? Is it back here or did we take it up there?
Good question.
Yeah, I'm experiencing, that whole...
Look in your drawers first.
I did.
Okay. I'll go out there and look.
Thank you, Mr. Steph. So, let's show some transparency. Well, you see, I'm clearing this off. The idea is, Lord have mercy, I knocked the box over and I didn't even move. The idea is the background's going to be a lot different tomorrow. But with that said, so like a week and a half ago, give or take, without me going and looking at the email, one of y'all's, because I'm not sure if they're here or not, that's not the point, had messaged me after a show and said, hey, do you have that garment still? And I do remember pulling it, but I didn't put it in their box.
So it's somewhere.
It's probably in the tote, but I have to clear everything out because everything that I've showed over the course of the last week, I still can't find it. So, I just need time for that. But our family's been in crisis. Let's talk the last 3 weeks. So we're going to start with yesterday. Yesterday, I was going to be where? Yesterday was Saturday. South Central Kansas.
Right. For
my best friend who passed away 4 years ago this summer. Her son is part of the 22 a day. So 2 weeks ago, yesterday, he was part of the 22. So point being is that happened on a Saturday as well. So 2 weeks later, which was yesterday, was his memorial service. I did not make that trip because I needed to remain here in the Flint Hills. Why? Because the Saturday... All right, so Colin happened 2 weeks ago Saturday. The Monday before, we were supposed to have a live sale. If y'all remember, I ended up canceling it, and I didn't really discuss why. If you have me on another platform, you probably know not everyone that is from this platform to that one has the same level of access. But most everyone in this chat right now, if you're connected with me, you've got as close to full access other than the military group that we got over there.
Military group, you almost have to either be military, birth someone that's been military,
or I gotta really know who you are. You've got to have shown me
Hi, Mona.
You have to have. I've had to have the opportunity for you to show me who you really are, like your true colors, right? I mean, don't we all have true colors? But
So I don't know why your chat. Oh, it is moving. Okay.
Yeah, it is moving. Okay. Hey, Mona, welcome in. So let me look on a device because y'all, my days are blending. So Colin passed away 2 weeks ago yesterday, the Monday before. Let's see if I can bring my calendar up.
Yeah, I can see your true colors shining through.
The struggle's been real, y'all.
And then, you know, in the midst of everything, yesterday was K-State's graduation. So
not just K-State.
No, K-State.
K-State.
The Christian college, the tech school, the high school, and the middle school all had graduations yesterday. We did.
In Manhattan.
Yeah, in Manhattan.
Junction had all theirs this weekend as well.
We had massive amounts of catering going out of our store. I was spending upwards of 10 to 11 hours. I busted overtime big time this week. It's kind of nice for the paycheck, but I'm exhausted and I've still got 3 days to go.
And then we have medical trips.
Yeah.
Well, it's one trip, but I have 2 appointments, both Thursday and Friday. So,
well, I'm going to be tearing stuff apart at Grandma's and cleaning up property.
Right. So, I have to make both of those appointments. But
lots of traffic. Traffic was off the
But
hook.
a lot's up in the air right now because, all right, so the 28th of last month was Monday and we weren't live. We weren't live because we had a adult child in crisis. Not my story to tell, just explaining. So that was on the Monday. I didn't get home till late that night.
Right.
Saturday rolls around. And my best friend's son, Colin, couldn't see the sun shining again. And he ensured it wouldn't for him.
Yeah, it's hard at times. It was fun, though. I mean, I enjoy the people I work with. It was almost like if you've ever watched us cut up when we're on with Scooter and them on the one fry short of a Happy Meal, that's the kind of people I work with. Just constantly cutting up, having a good time. Makes the day move.
Mr. Steph, have me one of those K-State hoodies. Sorry, y'all. I have to get comfortable, which means I'm going to step off for a minute. I'm having a hot flash and I'm very uncomfortable. So, I just got to change some attire.
Well, figure we're just going to keep them?
Well,
I get to go to a game this year.
I'm going to keep one.
I get to go to a game this year.
I got to get comfortable.
They get to play KU or CU this year here.
It's raising my anxiety, the feeling of it.
Yeah.
So
KSU gets to play CU, which is Colorado University, which is the team that I grew up watching as a kid. I always loved my Buffaloes. My boss, she told me that, if they got to play here, that she would let us have a couple of her tickets because she's got right at 15 to 18 seats that they've got at the stadium because they're alumni.
Mm-hmm.
Her kids are the third generation to go through KSU. So,
Mr. Stephen, interesting enough, you remember when COVID started? You remember what we was doing during COVID? Aside from the renovations on the townhouse, what else do we do? Where's the one place that we would go? Not a city, but we'd go to another part of the state to hang out with who? Our Kid in Combat boots.
Mm-hmm.
And interesting enough, COVID, what do you do when everything's locked down? Well, I went to Ancestry because I get the DNA before the first of the year. Remember that?
Yep.
And so my grandfather, my dad's dad, his grandparents were actually part of the settling of Manhattan. So it's interesting. My dad's mother, obviously her side, didn't stay here. They came in off the Oregon Trail and then they settled in Reno County. And so
Hi, Craig's World.
we have a I'm descendants of alumni. Some of them are still alive up here and still living up here. I just haven't reached out to them.
So Craig's World.
Craig's World.
Uh-huh.
Hey, oh,
Uh-huh.
nice.
Yeah, nice.
Hey.
Yeah, I figured that out when I saw your picture.
Yeah, it took me a minute because he's saying Craig's World. Oh, wait a minute. Land Shark Picker, welcome in. So, 3 weeks ago, we had a kid in crisis. You know, it wasn't just a cry. And then Colin, and then it should have been a reset, but it wasn't. You know, sometimes life don't just fall into place. You got to work for it. And so this last week, our kid went into full crisis again. And so that mixed with the technical issues is why y'all stuff isn't to you already. With that said, I've got everybody's name down, and I mean, I've been pretty transparent on the community page, but aside from that, we're going to take care of everybody. Life happened. I'm one person, and Mr. has been working like close to 10 hours, or wait, the other day you put in more than that.
Yeah, was measurable.
So yeah, we just needed a night off, y'all, and we just needed to be like, hey, y'all. And that's even before we talk about the whole YouTube thing, right? That's a whole. It either works really good or it doesn't. So.
Do you have your device open on yours?
What do you need?
Well,
you've got.
I was just gonna click and sub you to Craig's channel there.
You're gonna have to wait a second. Let's see. I need chargers.
Okay. Yeah, like Nana said, life does happen for sure.
You know, and trying to run a public forum right now. Not that I mind all y'all knowing, but not everybody's friendly that comes to YouTube. So, I've got to find the balance on how much you see here. I mean, I'm not worried right now because people are going to be people, but hopefully this week's going to be interesting, not just because of some added shows and all of that, but because instead of me traveling on Thursday for my appointment, I'm traveling on Wednesday. So long as things fall in line, because we're day 4. We're day 4 of dual responsibility, not complaining, just explaining. We are a military family, which means when one's in crisis, everyone's in crisis. And it's impacted everything, but we're trying to manage as best we can. So it's not just our soldier, it's also the sailor we came to love and adore, and all that, making sure they're safe as well. So it's a lot, y'all. And we're trying to balance it. And if I have to cut a show one day, I'll do it. Just know we're really trying to stay on track. And for those of y'all that pray and have been praying for us, I appreciate you. Sorry, I've been trying to figure out why I needed this, and it's because Mr. wanted. So let's see.
Yeah, because even Nana didn't have that one subbed. So. Yeah, got my charger set up.
Okay. All right. So which one? Is it Craig's World is
Yep.
what you're wanting me to?
Yep.
Okay, there it is. Woo, woo. Y'all, I was already subbed to it.
Were you?
I'm actually subbed. I'm subbed to over 3,000 channels.
And Nana says it's feeling good after almost a month off to be back.
I'm glad you waited till next month, Nana, to do the members auction. Just FYI. I mean, I'd have been ready. I'd have been ready. But I'm still mindfully pushing an envelope that doesn't exist, and I'm pushing burnout. Not so much business, but I don't. Something has to give, and yeah. So right now, the office has kind of been a catch-all, which is the other reason why I could not just go to that garment and be like, yeah, I got it. But I've got it resolved. Even if I've got to go get, because I know exactly what type of pants it was, I'll just go get another pair. I got places I can source and keep
right,
it
the exact same thing.
keep it
like
at the cost. So,
I mean, they're somewhere, and they've got to be. It may be in my stack of stuff that I move every time.
That's a good possibility.
It may be over on that wall or even on one of the shelves, but it's so buried right now.
Mm-hmm. And it's just, yeah.
But getting all the packages out tomorrow decreases the wall over there, so I can.
Yeah, we still have boxes from last month that weren't paid for. We're not doing the backyard to gripe about it, but it's thrown a monkey wrench into a lot of things right now. So, you just jacked up your glasses and the sunglasses. You had the one all cockeyed, so I was trying to figure out how you were seeing through one eye.
I remember my glasses are kind of tilted on my face.
Yeah.
Because I've got to go in when we're down there in South Central Kansas.
Right. So, how is everybody doing? Nana, you just had a grandbaby, and I say grandbaby, and then you think baby, but he ain't no baby no more. Just got married. How incredible is that? Oh, I'm just glad. I mean, I wouldn't have said anything. I'd have been all chimps and smiles, and I'd have probably been in agony, but I'd have pulled it off, I'm sure. So I'm just glad you were good with waiting, because I'm going, that was a lot for you, and we've got so much behind the scenes that we're not even putting on the other platform because for privacy, so, if it was just us, it'd be more transparent, but, all our adult kids could really use prayers, y'all. So if y'all pray, if you send good vibes, that type of stuff, then hey, I appreciate it. And I think most of y'all are already keeping us in prayer. So, yeah. So, Mr. Stephanie, what is a plan for the time we're down there, so long as we really get to actually do it? I mean, I got one appointment that I could switch over to virtual, but oh my goodness, I need that face to face. I really do, especially over the last 3 weeks. We're going to be on the farm.
On the farm, I get to go tear down our housing that we had.
Did we tell y'all at one time we was homeless? Actually, we've done it twice in our relationship.
Yep.
No, I'm not bragging. It's not something to be
not hopeless, just homeless.
Yeah.
Hopeless is when you're literally living on the street.
The first time we became homeless, we did it. We chose to be homeless. Yes, 4 kids and all. And how many we had Whitney.
Yeah, that's all we had.
So we had our fur baby back then, 4 kids, what would fit in our vehicle, and our mattress on top of the van. And we moved back from Colorado to Kansas because why?
Because we started watching everybody we knew dying of drug overdoses from heroin.
And I had just had 14 months of sobriety. So yeah, I wasn't looking at picking that lifestyle back up. So we came over to Kansas to visit my brother, and we went to church, and we're sitting in church. I look over at Mr. Steph, and he's like, "What?" And I said, "I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're moving back." And he's like, "We don't have a house or nothing." And I said, "I don't care." And we couch surfed. Was it 2 months?
About 2 months.
About 2 months between family members and friends. But hey, when I say that, we still helped out with costs, did we not?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the reason why it took 2 months. You know, if I would have been helping out with cost, we'd have been out of someone's place in a month.
Right. But, 2 of us, 4 kids, and a fur baby. Yeah.
Yeah. I came over here because I wasn't going to raise my kids in that.
Well, and you didn't get sober until we moved here.
Right. Until we moved back
to Kansas.
And then the last time was when I got sick, and that one wasn't by choice to end up homeless.
No, that was our townhouse that we had remodeled, everything except the electrical. Guess what went out?
The electrical.
And
the most expensive thing to have to do.
And it happened to happen just before Mr. Stephanie had his last bout of trying to die. So, let's see. We had already moved the camper out there to the farm.
Yeah, back up a little bit, it was a couple months before that, about 3-4 months before that.
The summertime.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma was a freshly new widow. She was widowed in February of that year. So it's 22 or 23. He's been gone 3 years now.
22.
So 22, yeah. And, she don't need someone to, be there and keep an eye on her. But, when you've been the caregiver all those years, and then boom, nothing. So what did we do? We took the pop-up camper out there.
We stayed in it as a pop-up for a while until we knew that we were going to permanently be crashing in the thing. We cycled each of the kids out there for a night.
That way someone was on the farm.
That way someone was just on the property because she had fallen, because she had heard someone outside and got up and saw somebody, or
and startled her,
and she ended up falling, and the sheriff's department had to break a window to get in. And it's like, you know what? Let's just solve this problem. We'll just make sure someone's out here, not to babysit, but just to kind of keep an eye in case there is someone coming around. So we cycled each of the kids and a family friend through, and then you and I take the weekends. And
we spent my 40th birthday out there, remember? And then the next day, life's like, oh, wait a minute. Welcome to being 40. Life has never been the same since my 40th
Then we
birthday.
realized that we were going to basically be staying out there full time in the camper. And it's like, all right, well, this will work. I can build hard walls on it. Not a big deal. So we went through and we built all the walls and everything, and the roofs.
But we put 2 pop-up campers.
Yeah, put 2 pop-up campers together in like a T. And one of them had a hole in the back, so I just made a hallway to connect the 2. And the other one had a hole in the side, obviously. And we just connected the 2 right there at those spots, and had a kitchen and everything on one side. But then I got sick, and it's not a dust-free environment, and that's pretty much, I couldn't be in something where there was a bunch of dirt floating around.
He had open drains.
Had open drains all through my neck.
And that was for 6 weeks, something like that?
6 to 8 weeks, as they all fell out because as the lymph node would heal, it just pushes down and just shoves them out. And when they fall out, then you just put a Band-Aid over the little spot that's left, and you heal. So we couldn't stay in the campers.
So we actually came up here to. Mm-hmm. Well, you got sick up here. We had come up for the weekend to hang out with Jess.
Mm-hmm. I did everything right when that tooth, because I had the first day that I had any pain, any issues, I called and got an antibiotic from my doctor,
mm-hmm.
and called and made my dentist appointment, which was at the end of the week, which was Thursday. Made it for when I got off work. Remember, I'd get out of work an hour early. We'd jet over. I'd get a tooth done, and you're numb and everything. We can't eat anything and enjoy anything, so we drive that night.
Yeah, we drove that night from South Central to up here because we're like, we ain't got nothing better to do.
Antibiotics, and ain't got nothing better to do. And then, that turned out bad quick.
Mr. Stephanie's parents are both nurses. Most of his family is, well, I think both sides, mm-hmm. Not just medical field, but does some community active service, whether it's for their country or locally.
Mm-hmm.
So his parents are both nurses, and so I had taken a picture because the swelling looked like it was more than it was earlier in the day. And so I took a picture and I sent it to his mom to get her opinion.
I just figured it was a dry socket. I just mm-hmm. figured, I got a dry socket out of the deal. It happens. It was.
And what she said,
she's right here.
She said, "Hey, it's swelling. So that's what I need you to do. I need you to mark the swelling. That way, if it continued, we'd know it." Well, there was no denying how much. I guess it was more so she could gauge how quickly the swelling was happening. Because mm-hmm. she knew the swelling was going to be. Yeah, it was his tooth.
It was actually a wisdom tooth.
But explain your dental.
So I've never had a tooth problem in my life. I've like pristine teeth. I'd walk into a dentist and they'd be like, "Holy cow, who was your last person that was doing your cleanings?" And when I had my heart attack
in 2019,
in October of 2019,
mm-hmm.
I actually was clinically dead, pushing the limit of time that you can be clinically dead before they start worrying about brain damage. Because they were still working on me and they couldn't jumpstart my heart with them up in there. So your body, whenever something like that happens and your organs start starving of oxygen, your body pulls the oxygen and the blood flow from non-essential organs. So your teeth are considered non-essential to your body. Stuff like that.
Hey, Selena, welcome in.
Selena. So come to find out, I'm going to end up losing every tooth in my mouth because it's all dead. The nerves and everything completely died off with no blood flow.
Of course, we didn't know this. They didn't tell us this part.
So the infection, I set up super infections. That's the only way they can really put it. If I get sick again like that, literally they call the CDC out of Wichita because I've already got a file.
You've got a team. So it's not a matter of if, but a matter of when.
Yeah. It has to do with the stuff my grandma worked around during World War II.
In the shipyards?
She worked the shipyards while being pregnant with
your dad.
My dad, my aunts, my uncles. So, some of the chemicals and stuff they were around. So, we got some really weird stuff wrong with us.
So, remind me. All right. So, it killed the blood supply to your teeth.
Yep.
But it didn't actually do anything other than that initially, right?
Right. So, if there's no blood supply, eventually they just start rotting. And
so the roots of yours actually separate from the jawbone.
Yep.
But there's no symptoms of it happening, which is what makes it so deadly. So if this is the tooth and this is your jaw or socket, whatever you want to call it, they separate. But there's nothing, he gets no symptoms of that separation.
Yeah,
So-
see, Selena understands because her dad was sprayed with Agent Orange. Yeah, it messes your genetics up.
It
really
does.
does. I had an aunt that had pretty much every one of her organs
were piped, not with the veins that were she, was born with, that to replace them. Every one of them.
Yep, with essentially plastic tubing. Or the last one that they were wanting to redo was her carotid, and she looked at him and she goes, "I'm not going through that again."
So, interesting enough, I don't know if that's interesting, but it's sad enough. The week that Mr. Stephanie was fighting for his life, his aunt was transitioning from this world into the next. Remember, I was telling your dad, it was his choice whether to come
Yeah,
or to stay.
you might ask someone, Kathy, because you guys are.
You know what?
That generation of those ones that were getting sprayed.
And,
You know?
especially if you weren't born until after your dad's exposure.
Yeah.
Yep, 5 out of 6 problems.
Yeah.
Who was it
but
there?
she was on 4 different cholesterol meds, and they couldn't keep it under 10,000. It was psychotic.
And
then
you mirror her
I
health
mirror her for
health
heart
issues.
health. Yeah, a lot of heart health stuff. Then my dad was given some rare form of rheumatoid arthritis, where instead of you crippling up and curling, your bones just get really frail and weak. I've got the same rare form of arthritis. I got blessed with the cholesterol issues and the arthritis.
And the heart issues.
And the heart issues. My grandma on my dad's side.
Please tell me what your grandma Richland died of.
A widowmaker heart attack. She had went out to eat with one of my uncles, and they were bringing her home, and they were walking with her up to the door, and she put the key in. She opened the door. She stepped in, and she goes, "Oh," and hit the floor. She was gone.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got blessed with the heart issues. I didn't get blessed with the off-the-wall psych issues. So,
Thank
goodness.
God.
I've got one aunt that is, or
yeah, but there's
was.
all right. But this isn't stuff that runs in bloodlines. This is stuff that's done due to exposure from bad environments.
Yeah, good point. But yeah.
Because your grandma Richland was a woman of her time.
Yeah, definitely bring it up, Kathy.
Yeah, definitely bring it up, Kathy. I cannot think of his name. The guy in Lamar fought because all his health issues ended up really rooting to his exposure to Agent Orange.
Oh wow.
But what they didn't know then was it wasn't just the soldiers, right? It was their children that they created after their exposure. So, I mean, definitely, if y'all got parents that were exposed to Agent Orange and you got medical things going on and no answers, definitely speak with your specialist or, your doctors. And if they don't take you seriously, then get a second opinion. And then it goes, that's why Donna's hubby had gone through so much. He was doing the burning around again. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that explains a lot, actually. Well, and do y'all remember the first war on oil? We're going to leave it at that. Something that isn't spoken enough about in today's world is our soldiers that were either dropped in there and or being evac'd, especially the evacuation when they withdrew the soldiers, y'all, those oil fields have been on fire for weeks. And they're just now starting to get data about it. I think it's going to, it'll be just as bad as Agent Orange. And then Selena goes, but my seizures are because of B&B and hit with an iron. Yeah, y'all, I'm going to pull an example really quick. I'm going to pull something from what Selena's just saying. The other night, if y'all haven't realized, I collabed with Scooter, Ernie, LLC, and Selena on Tuesday evenings for the most part, unless I forget. I was kidding with her the other evening. This is probably an ashtray, would be my guess is what that was. Probably never used this one because it don't look like it's ever been used. But it's a little cast iron skillet. So, in the back room afterwards, hey, Giovanni, welcome in. I was kidding with her, and I'm like, hey, I've got a skillet, right? And then, yeah, she told me that. So that's an important part.
Hey,
Bo man, welcome in. Things can be triggering. A great many of us, whether we're in chat or on screen, have been exposed to life. Sometimes as children and sometimes as young, vulnerable adults. Right? So we just got to be careful. Hey, DJ, welcome in. Sometimes we got to, be mindful that something that we cut up and are being silly about, some of us, those can be triggering. So definitely, yeah, Selena, girl, you definitely got a story of true survival. I know a number of us do, but I'm glad that, you don't mind discussing sometimes some of yours,
Wow.
because
Kathy.
Because, being silent, thinking about it, it gets passed down to the next generation.
Yeah, you're at the one where I was just wow.
So I think most everybody knows who Kathy is. So she is definitely part of our military family. Once you're just, once a soldier, always a soldier, and it's the same thing with their family. So there's not two ways about it. Wow. That must have been scary, Kathy. How long's it been since Chernobyl? That was in the 80s, right?
In the 80s.
Like 80, 86, I want to say. Maybe I'm wrong on the year.
I'm not sure on the year exactly. I know it was the 80s.
I don't know. I was little. I do remember hearing about it, but I was a small child. So, my thing was other things. I wasn't worried about worldly events. Now I was going back up because, and then Selena said, the 1st Cavalry, 2nd of the 5th, some of the soldiers are trying to take Congress. You're right. You're right, Selena. And I think there's something here on the tube. Yeah, I'm on StreamYard, but, we're putting out to YouTube. I think there's a channel. Well, there's got to be channels. I'll look and do some digging I mean, I have notes somewhere because it's all military related. And yeah, they're going for
1986. I thought it was right there, mid 80s.
they're trying, because the reality
Thank you, man.
isn't just the soldiers, it's their children as well. Yeah, Agent Orange was a disaster, and the next one really is the oil field oil fields burning. You know, and I remember seeing it on the news, because I mean, we play with Batman action figures and stuff. That's what we did during the day. But when we go anywhere, if it was our house or someone else's, the news was on. It was all about the Gulf. But I couldn't have told you then that watching those oil fields burn, and it wasn't just the oil, y'all. Before they evacuated all boots on the ground, they blew up a bunch of stuff. You know, so yeah, Selena. Yeah, ain't afraid of it, ain't gonna hide from it. You pray about what you went through, and you speak about it. You don't speak about it so much for yourself, but of course, you know, who may be listening. You know, some of us don't discuss what we've been exposed to in life, for good reason. So, you know, we don't know. And sometimes someone just hearing, hey, I made it another day. Like right now, let me see. Hey Siri, how many days has it been since October 14th, 2014? So that's my, it's going to wash it out. Maybe I can get it. It's 3,870 days since I got sober. Crazy. I didn't mean to shut that out. Oh, okay. You know, and I can't tell you how many emails after what it was. Well, actually, it was before we did any back porches. I had one evening where I intended to go on and sell, and I should have just scrubbed it. It was, you know, back when a lot more stuff was going on the tubes for me, and we're just gonna leave it at that. But it didn't. I don't even think I showed something that night. I just, for a good part of it, I just cried. And I don't cry typically unless I'm hurt or someone's really pushed me to that level of angry. That was my like 8 hours on YouTube or something. Remember that? You woke up to go to work. I'm like, oh yeah, I've been up all night. And Jennifer kept me company here and there. Like she went to bed and then got back up, and I was still on. And then there were so many folks during that evening, and I realized we needed to start having back porch events. Both so that I've got somewhere to vent, but
just kind of gives everyone
it gives everybody a safe space.
You know, safe space to come in and just kind of feel like, hey.
Oh, I see why. I'm going, why is my laptop moving? It's because I was stepping on the cord. So yeah, we're not perfect by any means. Yeah, the 80s were somewhere between 84 and 87. Just now y'all know where I'm at in chat. Nano, it was 86. I thought it was 86. Yep. Selena, one of these days. So when I go on to post fortnightly, I can't film going into post. There's clear signs, so it wouldn't matter if I wasn't a military mama. Uh, you know, common sense says don't film. But there are places over there. They've got
The Custer House.
they have the Custer House. Remember, we're not debating history or politics.
They've got the different monuments. They've got the old original territorial capital.
Yeah, the territorial capital is 7 clicks from where we're sitting right now. So if y'all know what clicks are in distance, we're 7 clicks from the first territorial capital of Kansas. It was a territory then, but yeah. I have that on
your YouTube.
on it's a playlist. It's Our Neck of the Woods. That's why I really encourage y'all, if y'all really want to see spectacular views, check out Kathy's channel, because she goes to all the great places over there for wildlife. I mean, I do the same time, do a lot of the same thing, but I don't have time to do the content for it. Just life's too busy right now. And I really love to see how her channel is starting to evolve. She's got, as of earlier today, y'all, she's got 25 subs. She needs 50. The goal is 50. So,
you like nature stuff?
If y'all like nature stuff, go hit the thumbs up.
Kathy's
hit the subscribe button, y'all. You know, let's help Kathy out. Something we need to discuss, Mr. Stephanie. Some people are finding on late night, right, during crocheting or anything. Oh, let me pull it up so I can make sure I'm saying it right.
The G. How do you put that?
I don't know, because I had to chop.
Fur babies or something.
I've got to get it up and see. I had to break it down so it wasn't so long, but I needed it to be recognizable so then people would know. We've got another channel, not for selling, y'all. It's our fur babies get y'all's watch hours. If you ever put it out there, hey, we need watch hours. They're the ones that are doing the watch hours for y'all, so we created a channel for them. So then they're the ones getting the credit for.
Yeah, because, they got used to having noise because there was always people around.
Right.
And now we're down to just
the thing with collabing with others is some of y'all, I think anyone we collab with our fur babies are used to their voice by now.
Yeah.
But say I am following a new channel. For one, they don't go on for running all night because if my fur babies have an issue with any type of noise, I just don't want to have to go out and change it. So just trying to pull it up, but what I really need is my laptop. Anyways, my fur babies, their photo, so I'll share it later on the community channel or community page. But that's how everyone's going to start getting. Well, that's for the most part how y'all been getting your watch hours, especially Myra. Petey has been interesting. He's a senior dog and he's got history. And I don't know what got into him last week, probably with all the extra energy and stuff going on with life being what it is right now behind the scenes. But he was misbehaving overnight, and who was it? I can't remember. Someone said something about watch hours one day.
Oh, it was Myra. We were talking about getting her, her watch hours.
Oh yeah, and he said, yeah, PD
Yeah.
could use some Bible study after the way he's behaving.
Yeah. So that's what they watched was Myra's playlist.
They watched it last night too.
Huh.
Put it right back on there. Yeah, because I'm like, dude.
Well, happy anniversary, Selena.
Happy. Oh, was that today? Wait,
I guess. You asked the wrong person. Ask her.
Selena, was it today? Because everything I had planned towards the end of last week, it didn't happen. If you didn't see me in someone's channel chat, it's because I didn't have the opportunity to be there. With that said, I'll have to go back and watch them because, yeah, and I'll probably get the notes right here saying when it was. Hey,
Hi,
Dawn. Welcome in, girl. We're just having a chit chat and discussing whatever comes up. Discussing the last several weeks, and some of y'all had a little bit of an idea behind the scenes if you had me on another platform, but it's finding the balance of when to say, hey, y'all, this is more than us. Reaching out to a lot of resources here, just okay, let me read this. She goes, I just don't know. I'm not celebrating my birthday this year. It's because 5 days later. Yeah, so Lena's birthday. Oh, Mr. Steph, remind me. Okay, just a second, y'all.
Correct.
All right, so S's birthday is D-Day, for anyone who knows that. When's your mama's birthday?
Day after.
So Lena and your mama have the same birthday.
Cool.
And then on the day after, is it the day before our anniversary or the day after your dad's birthday?
Day before.
All right, yeah. So our anniversary is in August, and his dad's birthday is the day before. So yeah, anyone that is unfamiliar with Selena, she is in their last 30 days of the first full year, y'all. So, she's trying to be caught up and funny and everything, especially, when she's up there. And so just understand the struggle is real. I've never experienced losing a grandchild, and I pray I don't. But I have walked that path with others who have, or have been their children. I'm a military mom, remember. So it even goes further than that. So yes, Selena's birthday is the 7th, and Amelia's 1 year anniversary is the 12th, y'all. And as much as any of us agree, I think, we all grieve differently, and sometimes we go into it thinking, hey, we're going to get through it, right? Sometimes we can't. Sometimes we just got to have that wave of emotions, and that can happen. So just be mindful. Dawn's channel. So Dawn, I will be emailing you. Actually, I'll probably call you tomorrow, not tonight.
Yeah, no, not tonight.
Just because we'll be on for a long time. But let's see. The schedule this week is, well, we're having this tonight. Then tomorrow is Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tuesday, y'all. Tuesday. How many we got going on that day? We start off over there. I think it's Yarnigans.
Well, you start off. No. Well, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So you start
So
off.
I start off over at Don and Teresa's for their members auction. My usual time. I think it's 12:15 now. I'm going to have to go back and check that email because they are Eastern. And, you know, I've only ever been linked to one channel for an auction, and it was Nana's, because I wasn't thinking time zones. Yes, Kathy is another one who has lost a grandchild. So Kathy's her story to tell y'all. I don't mind if she puts it here, but no pressure, Kathy. So Kathy's grandson, we just crossed the 1 year anniversary recently. 2.
Yeah, she said
Has
she's
it been
halfway
2?
through 2. So we just crossed the 1.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But I will tell any of y'all, whether it's been a child, a grandchild, a partner, a parent, don't be ashamed to speak their name in our channel ever, right? Being serious about it. You can't keep them alive if you don't carry them with you. And if you don't speak their name, they're soon, forgotten, in my opinion. It only takes 7 generations to lose a full generation, which is why I did my ancestry DNA, because my papa, my dad's dad, was a very private person, even with his kids and grandkids. So I knew his mother was Swedish, and I knew he was born on an Indian reservation, but I didn't know past that. And so I ended up having to do my DNA. And I'm glad I did. I got 2% Spanish. Say it's not a lot. Let me go start hanging out outside this summer, and y'all see how dark it gets. When we showed up for his basic graduation, I almost didn't recognize him.
He's always been a little Spain child.
I almost didn't recognize him because he was actually darker than he usually is in the summer.
Yeah, he's always done that since he was real little. Honestly, he came in and played, from playing out in the yard one day, and gave him a bath. I'm like, man, this kid's like
dirty.
He's still dirty. I can't get this off. I don't know what they got into. No, he was just tanned. And he just kept getting darker and darker.
Yeah, well, I'm talking dark. Kind of like that shade. So, yeah, totally looks Hispanic. And, I mean, he is bilingual, so...
Yeah.
For the most part.
For the most part. He can speak enough Spanish to...
fight his way out of an argument?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I mean, it's... He can speak enough Spanish to communicate.
And we know enough Spanish from living in Southeast Colorado to know how to get in a fight.
Get in a good fight. And I know enough Spanish to order a good cheeseburger about any restaurant you got.
Thank you, Kathy, for feeling comfortable enough to put it here. So yes, her oldest grandchild was part of the 22. And so watching Kathy's, we sat on her porch literally an hour before we came live, y'all. We only raced home so we could beat the storm, and we still got caught in the rain. But hey, we didn't get hit by a tornado this time. And there goes the train of thought. It just left the station.
Oh man,
we're gonna say it's because my cortisol levels are up. I'm anticipating that's the only real complaint gonna be with my doctor. And I'm gonna be like, what do you expect?
What else are you supposed to do? It's just life. You just keep smacking and smacking.
I try to let it slide off, but from one day to the next, I did get my best sleep last night.
Well, maybe you'll sleep there
in
tonight,
in 3 weeks. Usually, I'm pushing somewhere on average of 3 to 4 hours a night, plus everything else. But last night, yeah, I was like, you know what? I've gotta make myself crash because it's not gonna end well.
Yeah, Selena, that's kind of like me. I know good amount of Spanish cuss words that gets you in a good fight somewhere.
Oh yeah.
We grew up around Southeast Colorado, as Rocky Ford when I was in high school, so 20 some odd years ago.
Rocky Ford what? Because when you say Rocky Ford, I think about
Rocky Ford, Colorado.
Okay.
If you ever look up Rocky Ford, Colorado, it's going to come up that they've got the sweetest melons there is, and they
do.
Oh man,
I
got some cantaloupe.
My ex-father-in-law used to come see the kids, and he would bring 4 to 6 Rocky Ford
cantaloupe or
watermelons, and then he would bring 8 to 12 of the cantaloupe.
You remember that year when he brought us 20
and then, well, yeah, because I was doing all the canning on top of it, remember?
We had
and then 2 bushels
and watermelon ice cream and
two bushels of the Colorado chilies.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? Yeah, we're gonna have a trip to Colorado just for that. Because that's the one thing we cannot get here.
No, you can't get hatch green chili hardly at all.
Remember when we was in Colorado? It's been almost a year since we hung
bought
out.
The 2 cans.
We went to the grocery store, the neighborhood grocery store, and by golly, it's like visiting an old friend going in there. I mean, the place has changed several times, but it still feels like home. It still
feels like same store. Oh man, I worked in that.
Yeah,
store.
We found number 10 cans of hatch green chilies. But typically we get them from over there, but it's been a hot minute.
I don't even know if I've got any of that jelly left or if it's any good. It'd been sitting in storage units.
No, it's temperature abused in a way. Selena, I'll hook you up when I do some more canning. It shouldn't happen in this location because I just gotta start speaking this out into the universe. I need housing that is cheaper, or at least where I have it more functioning with the price we're paying.
Right, because there's just like no way of really setting this house up right.
There really isn't, because it's 900 square feet.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're living in it. We're running a storage unit out of it. Definitely feels like that, don't it? All right, don't be so honest. Just we're running a business out of here and trying to stay up with our outreach. So it's tight, and that's the reason why the office isn't done, is because life won't slow down, and I'm one person. This whole week, he's put in 10 hours minimum a day at work. So, and then coming home if we're having a show or whatever, and he's jumping right in. So it's a lot, y'all. Not complaining, just explaining. No, we could even go down to, I keep thinking we'll go down to a 2-bedroom, but I think we need to keep the 3rd bedroom.
I'm depending on our friend, because that's a permanent thing.
Oh yeah, because
if we go get him, that's a permanent thing. I'm thinking with his income, Richie's income, our income,
Prod's income, which is same as the real name that he used a minute ago. Yeah, you have to go back to hear it again.
There's no reason why we can't be looking at that 4-bedroom on that side of the river, or bigger. Because that side you can start affording the bigger houses.
But
when you
you're
can't on
pointing-
that side.
But you're
Well-
pointing at the river that way, but the
Well, yeah,
river's
no.
actually that way.
You know what I mean.
Just saying.
I'm turned around. I'm in a box. I can't see out any windows.
Hi, Mr. Stephanie.
I'm in a box.
My name is George, and I live in a box.
Yes. Badly in a box, man. Hi, Crystal.
I will be making some, Selena. I don't know that it'll happen in our current location. And girl, I promise you be part of the first to get any. Hey, Crystal. Hey, official Crystal Clear TV. Welcome in, girl. Yeah, my first time ever attempted watermelon jelly, it actually turned into a syrup.
Which still worked.
Which still worked because everybody still loved it. I mean, we had cousins coming up from Texas to get the stuff. So, I mean, they didn't make a special trip. It was during the summer when they typically come up here. So yeah, I'm going to do my best, y'all, to stay up with emails and everything else. Just know if you need an immediate thing, you might say something, if we're live or something. Hey, Steph, I dropped an email. Because the one thing that is sliding is the email. I try to scroll through it, make sure I haven't got anything prudent, urgent. But past that, screen time is, yeah. And if y'all aren't connected with official Crystal Clear TV, y'all ought to be, for real. She had a sale last week, and she does every week.
She was on.
And she should have been on. She was on today. I know she was because I hit the thumbs up. I just didn't jump into live chat.
I hit the thumbs up when I was on break. I know she was on.
Because
and I hit the thumbs up and went back to work.
Because I didn't have the time to get in chat, not to say hi or anything, but I just couldn't maintain being in chat. So hopefully things after this week, hopefully things will get more managed when we're not helping manage 2 households. So this week, hopefully, it'll have a few kinks in it, but we'll work through them. Past that, not this coming week, but the week after, we should hopefully be back on track, I'm hoping.
Well, and we get through the medical week, and then we got to figure out what's up with our friend, because that's a key part. You talk about whipping this place into shape quick.
Oh yeah, so our
that guy
friend
is a worker.
So and he's like a brother to me.
Yeah,
I don't call him my friend; I call him my brother. And he's actually over on the Missouri side and down a little bit, but so it's going to be a full day for me to go there and back. And I wasn't thinking about my dual trip this week. And then that was before everything erupted 4 days ago. So, yeah, that might be a next weekend, not
right
this coming weekend,
right?
But the
Next
weekend,
but
the weekend after that, maybe dropping down into Missouri to bring a brother home.
Well, clear out a vehicle, use mine, and drop the seats in. Hi, Wildflower.
Hey, Wildflower, welcome in. So let's see. Not talking business, but give y'all the schedule. So tomorrow, my channel. Tuesday, I start off with Don and Teresa, and I think it's on Teresa. So Yarnigans, you want to drop their channels?
Give me a minute.
Yeah, because I think last month we had it on Don's. And then we come over to my channel. Now, with that said, y'all, just FYI, you're going to want to be, if you're not already, connected with Scooter Nate LLC. Because if I have to scrub anything as far as a spot, it'll be my own channel for Tuesday. Because Wednesday, we're having to make the medical trip. With that said, I haven't reached out to my other collab, and we're collabing on her channel this week, which is Dawn's channel.
Mm-hmm.
I am sure I can be very innovative. I think, hey, I know I can do StreamYard on my phone, and I know I'm going to have room for a tote. So I think our trip down Wednesday, y'all
Pack
be
a
able,
bunch of jewelry. Show a bunch of jewelry.
yeah, pack the bust and just a box of jewelry.
Yeah.
Dude, we could have.
And then you could just sit there with another box, and that way
Well,
you could just go right.
What do you think I should do about these postcards that I got and then I forgot about?
Postcards.
Yeah, I put them here because I forgot to show them.
I like
One
that
time when
idea,
we were
actually.
selling.
I'm out of chat, and chat's moving, and you're... Oh, those postcards.
Those postcards, they're vintage. A lot of them are vintage postcards
Yeah,
from
yeah.
here in the
Remember,
state.
we tried to show them.
Yeah, I tried. I can't show them tonight. We're not selling.
I know.
But those should go too, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, we'll set them up there and we'll just sell from the vehicle while you're driving.
Yeah.
I'll just have to call for Dawn and she can call for me.
Yeah. I like the idea.
We'll make it work. We'll make it work.
You know, as long as we can keep a steady enough internet connection.
Mr. Stephanie, can we, because I ain't got my together with life being what it is right now.
You can show
Can
off.
I show?
You can show off some of your stuff. I'm just not getting the big stuff out.
You're not going to get the big one out?
Not right now.
Okay. So, Mr. Steph, what, in the last 3 weeks, somewhere in there, we purchased a haul of
A
stuff.
big haul of
A
stuff.
big haul of stuff. Can y'all guess what it is? You know, in the morning, we're in the shadow of the yellow brick road, literally. In the evening, we're in the shadow of the big red one, which is Fort Riley.
If Dawn says that works. She likes the idea.
Here's your hint. There's that. This is just the stuff that I grabbed out of a box because we needed to move stuff, right? So, yeah, you know. So we've got interesting things happening. You know, but when you're being pulled in other directions, I'm not complaining because I think when we started...
No.
Something ugly?
All right, everyone.
All right, give me a second.
Say a prayer for everyone in Greensburg.
All right, give me a second, y'all. Mr. Stephanie, keep people entertained. I got people down there. I got to check.
All right. Thank you, Kathy, because I'm not paying attention to any of the weather stuff right now. We got people scattered.
5 or 08 when they were taken out last.
Yeah. We've actually got some friends that live in Greensburg, so she's going to go. Hey, Lucy Warren's World. Give me a second, everyone. I'm not as chatty when I'm trying to. All right. Now I'll go back to chat. Sorry, I was trying
Thank
to
you.
type.
Hey,
Da-da-da-da.
guess what I forgot?
Huh.
Our kid in combat boots, our bonus kid, the storm chaser, the one that, was in the storm with us when I got hit by Net Zero,
Yeah.
is still here. So she's pulling everything up on her
Okay.
data.
All right. So help me get caught up on chat because
All right. So let me go back Wildflowers to comments because that's what I could see. I'll have better intel here in a minute. I texted our people
Wildflower
down
said
there.
They have friends that live in Greensburg. Too. About whereabouts are you, Wildflower? I knew you were in Kansas, but
Mr. Steph, grab the other one of these.
okay.
Well, Wildflower says she loves my shirt, so I want to show her I got the second one.
Oh, well, it's up there.
It's up there.
Get up there.
You don't want to get up, so it's hanging. See it?
Hanging. It's just behind the purses and stuff.
It's right there. So I've got another one. It's actually but I was having some hot flashes, so.
Okay, you guys got pretty rough tonight?
Hey.
It's supposed to be pretty rough.
Hey, Mafia, welcome in. Welcome in. Oh my goodness, I'm starting to see channels that we've been connected with. So it's good to see y'all.
Well, Lucy Warren's World came in and said hi, and I dropped her link.
Welcome in, Lucy Warren's World. Let me go up a little bit. There she is.
Yeah, go K-State.
So, yeah, and that's the other thing I should have probably said when we started this evening is, y'all, what they say? The storm set's supposed to rock our world. So, all right, give me a second. I got to go.
We're going to go find out from our bonus kid here.
Yep.
Careful my cords.
All right, thank you, Bob. So, confirmed. So it's that direction. So the last one, how it came in, is how this one's coming in, and yes, it's still on the ground. Y'all, if you got people over there at Greensburg and into Pratt, drop them a text if you have that ability, but do not tie up the phone line.
Gotcha,
Seriously, y'all. The last time, I will tell you, anytime we have tornadoes in our state, the first thing that goes isn't just because the phone line's going down, it's the phone lines getting tied up. So yes, Greensburg is the last one. This is apparently following the same trajectory as the last. Y'all, they just, no. Yeah, we should be the 20th anniversary.
Yeah, it just happened.
This month.
This month.
Hey, Siri, tell me when Greensburg, Kansas was hit by a tornado last. So it's not the 20th. It was the evening of May 4th, 2007. And it tracked 28.8 miles.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We always drove through there because my grandmother was born and raised where I go for my medical every month. And even when we were living in Colorado, we would drive over in the summer for the family reunions. Remember that?
Yeah.
And Greensburg was named Greensburg for a reason. And I'll tell you, it's never recovered in the respect of what it was. And I mean, you can still tell that they were, the 9 out, what was it? 2/3, more than 2/3 of the town. Yeah. So I'm not going to worry about it because there's nothing I can do about it. I got to mute for a second, y'all. So it is a confirmed F3.
At least
And-
it's not the big one yet.
Yeah.
Until it hits something.
So you just have to pray that it stays on the prairie.
You know, these things are majestic to watch in the daylight, not the dark.
And you know, we joke a lot about when we get tornado warnings, and that's what actually happened when we got caught in one, right?
Yeah, because we were actually just
because usually we just grab a chair, grab the popcorn, you know, grab a soda and go out and sit and watch it. Y'all, we know how deadly they can be, which is why usually we try to find some humor in those events. I got a lot of people, and I'm just trying to stay out of my head. There's nothing I can do, and even if I got in a vehicle right now and started driving, it's still going to be a few hours. So
a few.
Did you see traffic? Did you see how congested I-70 is? Because people don't know how to get in the merge lane. It took us 20 minutes to go from exit 303 to Marshall Field. 20 minutes. It was crazy.
And it's all caused by one vehicle in the middle of all that. He's just creeping along at 10 miles.
Guess what? When we came back through today, oh no, it was backed up past our exit this time. I'm going, yeah, I've got to go get my annual pass. So I ain't gonna deal with that.
We know where Wildflower lives.
Okay, Wildflower.
Don't say it out loud.
I won't. And yeah, I won't give location out loud. And people want, they'll have to come back and look at chat. So her husband's from Pratt. And friends that live in Greensburg too. It's projected, the warning's projected for another 26
minutes when we got the phone call, which means it was 4 minutes into the warning.
But yeah, so the town of Greensburg is at 100% risk right now. That's not to inflate anything, y'all. That's just to say
it's a tornado.
It's a tornado.
Just dead stop and go away. I mean,
oh yeah, we've seen them happen before that way. And that's the reason why we actually got home before it got dark. Yeah. Because I'll tell you, any tornado is more deadly in the dark. When Greensburg was hit, they lost a Leo. Because he was still on the ground in his patrol vehicle, going to residences of, say, your elderly people that had mobility issues, and he got caught in a storm. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Two in Kansas, one in Texas right now. Yeah, and tomorrow's the big day for this thing.
Isn't it? Was Oklahoma today, or is Oklahoma's window tomorrow?
Oklahoma's windows the entire time. The Tornado Alley's on fire. It's just a matter of where they start spawning, and it's.
Do you not see cities in Oklahoma, please?
Yeah, it's this is a nuts set of storms. They're weird. I mean, we were watching them on the radar earlier, and it's like they're not organized.
Yeah, and that's
they're dangerous because they're not organized. It's
like if we miss everything, right? Missouri and Kentucky are at a real threat.
If it's blowing
Tennessee
up like
it's
doing today, it's blowing up literally on top of us. So we're just getting a little bit of rain, some hard wind.
We're hoping to miss the baseball hail.
Hoping to miss the big hail. And then they just get bigger and bigger the further they move over. So it's, you're looking at Iowa, Kentucky, all that is all in danger again. And the count just keeps going up on that whole deal. St. Louis,
if I had to choose when to have a tornado, I'm going to first and foremost tell you it would be daytime. And not that any time is a good time to have a tornado, but the fatality counts seem to be higher at night.
We're actually just right outside of K-State.
Who's asking?
Wildflower.
Look up Fort Riley, Kansas. Then look at the east side of Fort Riley. We're right there. Literally, if I grab my device right now and walk 200 yards, I would be at the boundary sign that says "Don't cross." All right, I'm gonna move down. Yeah, prayers for Greensburg and everyone immediately affected, and then prayers for everybody overnight that is east of us, because we might get some rocky weather.
I just keep saying, just remember, we do live in the land of Oz.
You remember when we moved to the Flint Hills? What'd your mama ask?
Oh, what, when she found out we were living in a box and no concrete box to go hide in?
What'd she ask?
She goes, what happens if a tornado comes through?
What was I just popped it off. I didn't think about it, y'all. Because he had her on, because she had him, he had her on speaker. Me, without even thinking, well, you do the only thing you can do at that moment. You bend over and you kiss your ass. Goodbye. With that said, last year we did have a full warning, and I'm sure there's a couple people here in town that have basements, but there ain't a whole lot of basements here. And there is no official place as far that could be hit by a tornado that has that scale. So the thing is, obviously, we're safer anywhere other than the trailer. So we go to the church because it's up against a hill. It's not enough to take on a tornado. But hey, that's where we end up. And yeah, it's kind of weird sometimes, because usually we're not used to having community parties for tornadoes, right?
No.
We're used to duck and cover. Or, hey, let's get in the vehicle and go watch it.
Yeah, you sit out in your yard and go, hey, look, debris. Hey, maybe we got to go find some cover now. That was always my rule, remember?
So
I'll sit there and watch them. Just remember, if you're ever watching a tornado and all of a sudden it just stops and it's not moving like this or anything, you can't see any movement really to it other than it just sitting there spinning, it's coming straight towards you.
The Wildflower. Give me a direction from Pratt. Is it north, south, east, or west? And I just did that backwards.
No, I know where you haven't.
I haven't gotten all the way.
Yeah, you haven't gotten there. Yeah, no.
Dude, no way! I drive through there every month.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, we're gonna have to catch up sometime.
All right, so it passed Greensburg. Now it's heading towards. Give me a second. Brenham, Kansas.
Yeah, so that's north of Pratt. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Now we got another reason to stop there other than just the source.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have to watch what I put on YouTube when I'm sourcing. No, I'm kidding. Typically, we do sourcing videos once in a while here, but usually I'm on another platform when I do those. So check this out, y'all.
Okay, so Brenham is out by Haviland. It's between Greensburg and Haviland. It's that little
Okay, so let me see.
stop. Yeah, I've got. You'll have to shrink it down some. That was so I could read the names because I'm blind.
Oh, and I bumped your phone.
Oh.
All right, so Greensburg's here, and the Target's right here. So it's just north of it, but not.
Yeah,
It's
that means
northeast
it's coming
of it.
towards you.
So. Yes, if we can make it through June, and we do not breathe a sigh of relief once we get through June, because we don't. I mean, tornadoes can literally happen in January, in our state. So we don't do a sigh of relief because that's just poking the bear.
Hey, Shawnee Grows.
Hey, Shawnee Grows. Y'all, Shawnee Grows is a great channel. I'm not just saying that because she's here, but I am bringing her up because she just came in. Shawnee, tell me where you're out of. Where are you based out of? You don't have to get Pacific, right? Just region. I've caught her live a couple times over the last week or 2 weeks. So, yeah, we're in the Village Wildflower just east of the Ogden Gate.
Okay.
Yep. Dude, all I gotta do is look up my business and I'll know exactly where I'm at.
Yeah.
Because my business is legit, so you can find it through the state of Kansas.
She's in Minnesota.
Minnesota. Y'all, I will tell you something. I'm just going on. I have not caught her live once. I've caught her live multiple times. I'm just starting to go into her channel, and that's true of a lot of channels. There's, I took a break from getting to know new people for a little bit, and then got back in with it. And I think Shawnee can be found over there on Tuber Chat once in a while. I think that's how I know her, specifically. But
Oh, I know she's popped into our chat a few
but
times.
she's jumped into our chat, and once in a while I will catch her live. Usually I think it's in the evening time. Y'all, my dates, times, locations, they blend right now. Yeah. It's been a weird and rough spring for real.
And Kathy said a few years ago there was a tornado warning at Christmas time.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Remember, because we were sitting at, what was it, grandma's or whatever when that happened. Yeah. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Yeah, and if our sirens go off, y'all hear them, and I'll just close the laptop. I ain't never gonna, mess with it. But
grab the laptop, run with it.
Well,
switch to your phone.
Yeah, I gotta figure that out. I need to ask Scooter how she does that.
She uses the link.
Oh, so she sends the link to her phone.
Yeah. So then when she's ready, she just opens it on her phone, then she closes off.
That's always trippy still, though, right?
Oh, I know. Hey, Kraken.
Hey, Kraken. Welcome in. All right. Joanne, I don't remember if I said hello to you, Joanne. I apologize. I was up in chat and I got stuck there.
Yeah, we...
So, if any of y'all are ever on I-70, going through Kansas, we're off the 303. So, past that, you really have to want to either see me or communicate with me, because, yeah. See, Joanne gets it. She lives in a mobile home, too, and that's exactly what she says. You bend over and kiss your goodbye.
Well, you can say pass.
All right.
It's after 8 o'clock.
It is after 8. Well, and I don't have it set to kids only. So yeah, Shawnee is, and Shawnee's channel name is for a good reason. You want to know anything about gardening? She's a good channel to pick up on. We haven't gardened in what? This is our second season because we're not allowed to have a garden here. I know, but hey, this is what we could afford when, you know, we were couch surfing. So literally. And then my nephew, I was going to have him go ahead and start dropping the garden out there, but I'm only going to be able to be there, you know, once a month, and I don't want to put the kid to work that way. No. But we got to figure. Oh, I'll be right back. All right. But I got a friend that will let me throw some plants in her yard in Manhattan, so it's probably what I'm going to do. It's just, I mean, we're already in the middle of May. A lot of things should have already been planted, but it'll be all right. You know, catching up with people about the weather is definitely great too. Okay, let me write that down. Yeah, I'm still a little bit up in chat. Give me a second, crack it. I'm writing down Shawnee's, and I can't talk and write at the same time. I know, kind of lost that ability lately. Shawnee Grows. It's definitely getting me the urge to get back into it. I can plant things in pots or whatever, but I'm starting with houseplants because I've virtually killed all mine last year due to depression. So, other than maybe going and purchasing some vegetable plants and getting them in the ground at my friend's, that'll be about all we grow this year. So, 8:30 Central. Yeah, I was thinking it was evening times when I caught you live. So, cracking, you be good. How's it going, guy? I don't know. The thing with Shawnee Grows, for one, her energy's always, you know, it doesn't matter if I'm catching a replay from last week or a month ago. She's very consistent with what she does, and I just enjoy her channel. You know, we can't always be in auction sites, right? Because I mean, whose wallet can afford that? And then any of y'all coming in later, Kathy. So, you know, it's in parentheses, Kathy. So I think y'all know who I'm talking about in chat. She's been putting content. She got a notification like 2 weeks ago that someone subbed to her channel, and she's like, channel? So she's been putting content on her channel, and she had 25 subs earlier today. Her goal is 50, y'all. She does a lot of nature content, and I mean, she's got the time where I don't. So I think she posted one, or we discussed it, but I think she posted one out there at Pillsbury Crossing. And it's an old pioneer crossing, you know, wagon train, for real. You could still drive over it with the water in there. So, like, I kind of freaked one of my adult kids out because I didn't realize that we weren't just going to drive through a river. We just acted like we were new there. It was epic. That'll work, Kathy. You'll have to give me info on A&H. I mean, I know about them, but yeah, definitely, because I think a great many of us are going to have to realize, unless we have gardens, if we cook with produce, I think a lot of us that don't maybe necessarily know where our produce comes from is going to get a sticker shock if they haven't already started feeling it. Farmers markets and everything are legit. I think probably going to be the most budget friendly for most folks this season in a way. I try to go with farmers market. It takes me back to my childhood and all that, but sometimes it's not as, when you're not talking quality, you're talking quantity. It can be cheaper to go to a box store for your produce. I think, however, things are going to start rolling out with whatever's going on with inflating stuff, trying to get around not bringing up politics. Yes, they sure did know how to name trailers. And I'm not above living in a trailer. I just need one that's functioning. Like when we went to move here, it took us over 2 weeks to get everything ironed out just because of the place we're dealing with. And she failed to tell us we weren't getting the one that she told us we were getting to begin with. And so the layout is completely different. And, but when you're couch surfing, beggars can't be choosers. So, if I had a double wide, so more functioning space, a different layout, I wouldn't mind staying in a trailer, other than I'd need to have a storm shelter. Oh boy, here we go. Cracking, y'all. Why can't Miss Piggy count to 100? Cracking. All right, so I'm gonna read it. So, why can't Miss Piggy count to 100? Anyone? Y'all have all read it, I'm sure. Because every time she gets to 69, she gets a frog in her throat. Oh, you guys, y'all are amazing. Thank you so much, like, seriously, just for hanging out. And I try to be as transparent as I can. Maybe not in real time, because I'm a military mom, which means we don't discuss things in real time, which has been the real adjustment to me coming on YouTube to sell. Is some things happen while you're on selling, and so I'm still trying to get adjusted to that. But I'm hoping things have some resolution soon. So I appreciate y'all just understanding that tonight just couldn't be a solid night. I think I have as much. Well, sometimes I think I have more fun just hanging out and chatting. Sounds good, Kathy. And then Nana goes, I love other channels: cleaning, gardening, cooking, ASMR, traveling. So many kinds of channels I watch. That's me, Nana. Like, I mean, I have to make sure that I'm out of, like, say, our region on YouTube, right? I have to get off the island because I say we're on an island. Because YouTube is a huge universe. I mean, thankfully, for the most part, at least in the recent weeks, I haven't had a whole lot of dealings with others. So I've been able to go into other channels. In fact, I've got someone new coming on, not this week. New to our channel as far as collabing. They're going to start out as a guest. And it's something I wanted to happen before this year, but I quickly realized at the end of last year that it was probably a smart move not to bring any more people on to my channel and just stick with those I had. So if y'all catch auctions or whatever, you'll catch me over on Nana's, mostly in chat, but she does do a members auction typically once each month. This month she went back from Florida because she's a snowbird. She's in Pennsylvania now, and she took the month off, and I'm glad she did because I'd have been ready for her members auction, but I don't know that I could have hid how wiped out I would have been. So I'm just glad she's like, we'll start next month. And then she's doing some extra stuff, y'all. She was over on January House. Should have been Tuesday, but that seems too far away.
So the good news is it has seemed to have missed anything populated. I mean, that doesn't mean that it hasn't hit, like,
anything like a farmhouse or something
like that. But it's
so
population. It's still on the ground.
Jeez. You remember that one that went through like Nebraska?
Nebraska, Lincoln's getting ready to get messed up again.
Jeez.
It's
going to be a long night.
Most of it's going to miss us tonight, but within 24 hours, the tornado that's on the ground right now, that storm, if it stays blowing up like it is, will be over us. It is tracking exactly at us.
We'll pray about it.
So lots of moisture coming our way.
And we'll
That's
prep.
the good news behind all of
The
it.
most important thing about tornado season is what?
Don't freak out.
Yeah, don't freak out. And you just got to be prepared for it.
Okay, fine. If they warn it and you can, we're lucky because we've got a bonus child that's a storm chaser.
Yeah. Matter of fact, so when that F-Zero, and yeah, because our storm chaser bonus kid, combat boots and all, when we came back, what was that? 4 weeks ago? 5 weeks ago? Oh no, I have to go on and make sure that Facebook don't delete it. Because they'll only let you keep them for 30 days now.
Are you caught up on chat? Because
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
There's Kraken. Oh. Yes, Kraken. My main theme is sunflowers. And the next would be dragonflies. And Kraken. Where'd you get that Dorothy dollar bill?
I would have.
I know. No, it's in the carry-o cabinet. It's in the carry-o cabinet, and I told you don't bring it back here because I don't need it lost yet. Hey, Kraken, you seen this one? We're not selling tonight. You seen this one last week? Yellow brick road. No, we have to worry about floods too, just not from hurricanes. And actually, when y'all get hurricanes, we typically get the remnants.
Depending on where they come through.
But yes, Giovanni, I've been down in your area, I think twice. Let's see. We went to Daytona Beach.
Mm-hmm. Now, if they come through that area, we normally don't get it. It's almost got to come straight up the gut of Louisiana or into the Gulf.
No, he's not. He's not in Daytona, but he's in Florida.
And then it all depends on those, how they swing
on Florida.
Oh, Kraken, you didn't have to do that. And of course, I know you don't have to do that. But so one of our military families is getting ready to PCS. So that's where they uproot and move again. She had a fantastic Wizard of Oz lot. So much so that we even have cardboard cutouts. Mr. Stephanie says he ain't showing that tonight.
No, Giovanni's in Miami.
Miami, yeah.
So one good 30-minute downpour of rain and they're flooded. And that's no joke.
That is no joke.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like, New Orleans being built below floodplain right next to water.
Yeah. Don't you guys have like monsoons, Giovanni? Because I got people, meaning there's living proof that my mama raised a fool, but it wasn't me. That's somewhere in that state, and it was like during rainy season, or at least that's what I called it. You could almost set a watch to the time of day. Yep, it'll come to me that way as long as you put it just the way it shows on the label. So, like if it's coming through just a postal system, it's not gonna jump carriers. You can just do 803, of course, PO box. If it's just UPS, you can just use it the way I have it on that address label. But either way, the address label, it gets to me that way. That's what I thought, Nana, was that Giovanni was closer to Ella. And now I know.
Want to leave
No, I know.
Miami and
No,
go
I know
to
Ella.
Jacksonville?
No, I know Ella. I think it's J-O. You know what's weird, Nana? Is the other night, Giovanni, I think it might have been Don's channel. And someone had put Giovanni's name and then apologized because they weren't sure on the spelling. So it's Giovanni, tell us how your name's spelled. Oh, you won't be when she moves. She's still talking about moving. I know she's wanting to get closer to the interior of the continental U.S. Right now, an hour from her. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to think, and my brain's just not working that way tonight. But I know where she's at. I just don't want to, put her exact location out there. There it is. It's just like, Nana, when she was getting ready to head back north, she had some stuff with me. Of course, Nana had already taken care of it all.
Nana said she found a place near Victoria there in Jacksonville.
Ooh. Now, Nana, how far are you from Victoria when you're in Florida? Are you close, or is it like, a day trip? Well, it'd almost have to be a day trip because you're on one side and she's on the other, because she's closer to Jacksonville, isn't she? I think, I'm not going to get more specific than that. I know where she's at, or at least the neighborhood. Now that I'm thinking about it, because when Ella went, not this last time.
3 to 4 hour drive, Nana said.
This last time, not this last time, the time before when Ella went, so that would have been around Thanksgiving. I think it was just before Thanksgiving, but we looked up restaurants for him because remember, Ella's got the specific way of things, the way she likes to eat, and I get that. And then you got Victoria that has a variety, and so I just looked up the neighborhood for things.
Yeah. Nana says, yeah, she's in Jacksonville, way at the top of Florida, and Nana's stuff's down in the center
near the Gulf. And yeah.
See, we went to Daytona.
Yeah, because we went to South Carolina to pick up our newly, because until they graduate basic training, and that's not entirely true. When they finish their forge, that's the main event of all those weeks of training. Then and only then have they earned the title American Soldier. And our youngest in combat boots that we raised went through training during COVID. So his actual graduation was the first graduation since COVID had started, and that was well into a year after the first case of COVID. His graduating class was the first that had lessened restrictions, not fully open. Remember, up until his you had to still be attached to the military in order to go see your kid graduate. They had like 2 cycles before ours, but everybody had to, have full restrictions. And then ours was an open air.
Mm-hmm.
And it was less restrictions. But, if anyone had not followed the protocols, not only would you have been escorted off a federal installation, but they had closed, and they made sure everybody understood that if anyone failed to follow the protocols, they would close graduation for the next cycle, and they graduate each cycle each week. So every week there's a graduation, including major holidays. They typically do those before or after the holiday. So, yeah, we picked him up, dropped down to Georgia. We stayed at a cabin, private pond, kayak.
That was awesome.
Swinging in the trees, landing in the pond.
That was just so much fun. That was a blast.
We took one whole day and we dropped down into Florida so then I could see the fool my mama raised. I'm glad I didn't know the issues she had until after we made that trip, because I had to found another part of Florida went for the day.
I'd have been like, how long does it take to drive down?
It took us a whole day from Georgia to Daytona Beach.
Of course, then we were at Daytona Beach we were at Daytona Beach for a hot minute, and if we wouldn't have stopped at every side. Yeah, little thing off the boardwalk.
No, on the way down, because Georgia is loaded with roadside stands and
peaches for
peaches.
Peaches,
dude, I have
peaches there.
Dude, you realize how much content?
Grapefruit.
You realize how much content I have on this phone?
Oh, I know.
I'm paying for space. I should just start uploading it all to the tube. I get more space. My phone would function better.
Maybe that's what we ought to do with all our stuff with my channel. Just upload all the trip content that we
have to go through all of it, make sure nothing breaks OPSEC. Because a lot of my content involves our military kids.
Yeah, good point.
So I guess we'll work through that.
But yeah, then we left Daytona, and then went back up to our cabin there in Georgia.
Yeah, we left early that morning from Georgia, and we didn't get back until late that night.
Yeah.
Remember?
chilled out, and then, but we had one more day there in Georgia, and then
it was going to be our anniversary. So how we got both our kids that we raised to join at the right time, meaning when they went to basic training, we spent our 16th or 18th anniversary under the arch of St. Louis as we watched Jess's bus go into like Illinois or whatever it was. It was Illinois or Indiana, 17th. I don't remember.
16th or 17th.
Just graduated basic training August of 2020, right? No, 2019.
2019.
Yeah, August of 2019. You had your heart attack in October, and I.
Yeah.
You made me still go out there. We had everything paid for except for the rental car. Remember, I had that on the reservation, and yeah, that turned into a mess.
Next time that'll be paid for ahead of time.
It will be paid for ahead of time. Yeah, if you have the ability to pay for a rental car ahead of time, do it. Because if not, you get the wrong clerk.
All right, so Kraken asked if you read his last message, and I'm pretty sure you missed it.
I probably missed it. Let me go. Okay.
I'll just read it. I will be sending you all my channel round swag pack along with your gift this week.
You're awesome, Kraken.
You're awesome, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. So, all right. So let's see. Tomorrow is our channel.
See you tomorrow, Kraken.
Tuesday, start off with Don and Teresa. And then I'm supposed to be on my channel, but y'all, I don't know what tomorrow and Tuesday holds as far as me as a driver for our sailor.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have to scrub anything as far as for Tuesday, it would be our show. So definitely, if you're not subscribed to Scooter Renee, it'll be 4 o'clock Central Standard Time, Nana. And then Scooter Renee. So my time frame, and I think it's Eastern for Don and Teresa's, is at 12:15 on Tuesday. But I believe that's Eastern, y'all. I'll have to double check because, I messed the time zones up one time and now I'm kind of gun shy.
I think it matters whose channel it's on too. It depends on which time zone you got to look at.
No. I think Dawn is running on Central Time, even if she is. Or
Okay.
Not Central Time, but Eastern Time.
Okay.
So, hey Siri. What time zone is New Orleans, Louisiana?
Oh, and Nana's going live at 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Is that the start of yours and Mike's? Y'all, if y'all didn't catch Nana live with Mike, I want to say it was Friday night. Typically, I catch Mike. I think it's on Tuesdays. But I believe it was Friday because it ain't been a whole week. But she was over there with January House discussing a few changes. First, she tried to tell us it was April Fool's. Well, she didn't say it that way. She said she was getting rid of everything. She was done. Right? I knew that was, she might have lost her mind, but I mean, I think everybody at some point.
Nana said that was Friday.
See, so it was Friday. But her in January House, so that's Mike. Let me show you one of the first things I ever purchased from Mike. Yes, I take pride in the stuff I get from y'all. Some of it I'm able to keep. Some of it I source because someone else is looking for it.
Oh yeah, your troll dolls.
For one, trolls is my thing. For one, I don't tell everybody what I like because I don't. Some people have went overboard with it, but trolls is one of them, and I think I know there was two of them. But this one, he sold them in a lot, and I wanted.
Oh my goodness, that's epic.
And I wanted this one.
We put the others somewhere because we're going to go ahead and sell the others.
Well, no, I kept one.
I thought it was him.
I need my step ladder. No, this. Oh, you're talking ones I got from January, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, the others. But I can't seem to sell trolls for real. So I'm just gonna grab all of them that are either in this office, the old office, or our room, and they're gonna have their own little space.
So we're going to have to end soon, right? I have to be up in the morning.
Okay. Oh yeah, there it is. So this one I sourced from January House, and like I said, there was another one, maybe two of them, but this is the one I wanted. And this one I sourced from Jessica B. Jewelry. Yes, she put a brad in them. That's how she sold them. And this one I knew would go really good with this one. So
Careful.
I know, I was just lighting it. When I get more organized, I'll have just a little shelf that stuff that I got personal bias. That, I mean, when I look at that one, it automatically think of Mike. And I've gotten other stuff from Mike. And y'all, if you're not sub to Nana, you ought to be. I will tell you. It's not because she's active in my chat right now. Nana is a true example of what you see is what you get, regardless of what platform you're on. And January House, Mike, he cracks me up. He does. He cracks me up.
And I'll tell you, the trick with Mike is, if you got $20 with him, man, buy the extra $10.
Yeah.
Get that shipping.
Yeah, he does free shipping with 30.
It's 30, right?
Yeah, you have to have $30 of stuff with him. You get free shipping. So, I mean, typically, unless it's one little thing, right? I mean, come on. This is one of the last things I got from Nana.
Well, a 6x6x6 box.
Nana, check this out. Hey, if you can get more of these, I got people that like them. With that said, I haven't sold any of them. No, to be honest. This is what I do with them because, like, right now I'm in pain. I dropped one. How many you want? There. This is like, it's hemp gummies, y'all. You can't get high on these. So if those are the type of gummies you want, you're gonna have to find someone other than Nana. Just saying. But I got these.
These are essentially CBD.
Yeah, they're essentially CBD, but they're derivative of hemp. So, did I mention I had a drug addiction 11 years ago? Trust me. You're not going to see that, but these are a real deal, Nana. Maybe
I won't wake up
yarn again?
Sore as I am.
I think that was yarn again. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I everybody buys from who they buy from. Last year, I don't know. I learned who to go to and who not to, and who to stay away from, and all that good stuff. I mean, YouTube. We talked with Kathy this evening about that. YouTube can be fun. But it can be very ugly very quickly. So
just be careful.
Just be careful where you go. I'm not going to tell you the channels I have issues with. Look my name up. I'm sure it'll come up eventually.
But yeah, I mean, just, we just told her, go explore. Just kind of be careful jumping into chat right off the bat. Kind of pay attention to chat before you jump right in.
I only have one channel out of a dozen that I'm just started recently going into that I'm hoping to have a business relationship with eventually. Others, Mr. Stephanie goes in, they don't know who the Groves Bargain Emporium is, because other than being their sub and getting their thumbs up and their watch hours, I'm not active in their chats.
Of course, their chats are
and not because they're
to be active in. They fly.
Well, yeah, it's almost like tuber chat, except it's an auction.
And a lot more people.
And
their chats have average 100 to 150.
Yeah, I'm still learning,
running.
and I'm still, and that's why, like, I had so many people that I had this idea I wanted to collab with or whatever. And I'll tell you what, that list got really short towards the end of the year. And then it got shorter. And so, like, y'all see me on with Nana for her members auction. You'll see her on her channel. You'll see her over there with January House. And then she's a member of Donna and Teresa's too. So I imagine she'll probably eventually, maybe I'm pushing that envelope, but you might see her over there too. We're all still learning.
And that's part of the reason why I kind of just go over there to hang out, because I'm kind of watching how they show things and how the chat rolls and how they handle things when someone steps on toes.
Kathy, I'm going to read out loud what you just put. So Kathy put, watching several lives every day and chatting has helped with depression, decreased last couple weeks. I look forward to these. So Kathy, you're absolutely right. I took Kathy today when I delivered her stuff, and I don't know where we put it, but I'll show it tomorrow. It's a cozy that I got from her, and I can see the difference in her already. And Kathy and I have known each other a couple of years now. It's kind of weird that it's been 2 years, but y'all, I can see the physical transformation of, like, really. It's almost like her going out and getting content, and this is my perception, Kathy. Her going out and getting content is giving her purpose, right? Not that she doesn't have purpose, because she means a lot to a lot of us up here in the Flint Hills. But she's talked about it a few times in other chats. That would be Monday Night Motivation with Scooter Renee LLC. Kathy had a knee replacement a year and a half ago, and the healing didn't happen the way she envisioned it.
Well, the way it was supposed to.
Let alone the way it should have went. And so she's still trying to find those the answers to that. Just to give y'all a little content there. And I see her content she's putting out there. I mean, she's not really doing a whole lot that she wasn't doing before, but it's like intentional now. Like, and her smile today, y'all, because we were discussing this. We were discussing one of her shorts or whatever going viral. And it's basically the same content, just, yeah, she has, I'm going to chop that up, aphasia. So chatting or talking is difficult. And her speech therapist counts the chatting as therapy. So it's like her working with getting content and evolving her channel. I mean, it's more organized now, right? So to speak. Like, you almost see an immediate reaction to an action that you did. So she definitely, like, it's just been a hot minute since I see my friend relieved and just smiling. And it had everything to do with all of y'all. Because I will tell you, if you're, whether you're an auction channel or even crafting channel or gardening channel, it doesn't surprise me if I catch Kathy in there right now. Right? It's cool seeing her come in there, and it's such a blessing. I'm excited to see where her channel goes. I want to get her to 50 though, y'all. Let me see where she's at. I mean, I can help her out a little bit because I've got kids that have signed into the smart TV. But, yeah. You know, there's only so much you can do with the smart TV. You can't go to, say, the post or the community page, right? But you can do thumbs up. So, all right, let me see. Where is she? There she is. She's got 28 subs now, y'all. 49 videos. 49 videos.
3 subs since earlier today.
Yeah, so she's getting 3 subs since we came live, or shortly before, because I still had about an hour before we came live, and she was at 25. So thank y'all. Her goal, her immediate goal, as far as things with the channel, is to reach 50 subs. So I appreciate y'all. I absolutely will, Dana. You know me. And that's me. I can't always remember everything. You know, it was like that garment for the order I had for this week. You know, anyone that got an invoice this week, they looked a little different. Meaning that the date, the item number, and the description was all in the title of the item. Y'all, I didn't have it to spend 30 minutes per invoice this week with everything else that's going on. And I often wondered how many people look at their invoices versus just paying. Me, typically, I just pay it. If I'm familiar with the seller, I don't even look at my invoice anymore, because usually, you know, I have a running total, so I know about what it's going to be for shipping. So unless there's something dramatically different, I don't even look at my invoice. I just pay it. And I had someone, she'd messaged me, we'll say 2 weeks ago, somewhere in the last 2 weeks, and she had seen something that was passed on, and I went and I pulled it. I had it, right? And I can't tell you what I did with that. Probably it's either in the drawer here or in a tote over here that I just haven't gotten to yet. And but she read her invoice, or went through her invoice, and that item wasn't there. So she emailed me because she didn't want to pay it, not because it wasn't there, but she, you know,
In case it was just
in case
an oversight.
And
Which it kind of
what's
is.
crazy is I knew when I did her invoice I was missing something, but I went back and I looked through the package that Mr. Stephanie packed for her, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's just in my head. No, you know, so, you know, and then when she emailed me, I'm like, shoot, it was. So, I still haven't located it. With that said, it's in this room. It's just getting through these totes to Well, in Mr. Steph's pile, he's going to go in right here, clothing, because we did move some clothing this week. But, you know, it's not on anyone's invoice over the last 2 weeks, so I know it's still here.
It's probably sitting over here in this pile because
I'm thinking it's on your side right
I
here.
think it is too.
And if not, it's on the shelf.
Right.
But I just can't see there. So, you know. And I think I'm going to probably start rolling my invoices the way I did them this week for the most part. I mean, obviously, if the description needs to have something in it, it's going to. But, y'all, I mean, even a simple invoice of these 2 items shouldn't take me 20 minutes to do an invoice. Once I have it drafted anyway. So, you know, mine's time management, and I try to have attention to detail, but it's taken away from other areas, and I'm starting to have some errors. So, and it's nothing I haven't been able to fix, but I like to be error-free as possible. So, yeah, Nana, I don't have to look at your invoice. When you invoice me, I just bam. So Nana, you guys are on at 11. Is that, well, it would be Eastern. It'd almost have to be Eastern. Let's see. Let's go look at her channel.
It come when I dropped the link earlier. It was showing 10 o'clock our time.
So 10 o'clock our time. So yeah, it's Central. And then I'm gonna check something really quick. Yeah, y'all. Kathy mentioned that. Yeah, y'all. There it is. There's the unboxing from today. It's already got 62 views. So it's always hard to tell. You know, I did some content down at Rocky Ford fishing area.
And one of them went nuts. Another one didn't do squat. Another one hit like mid 500s. Another one was like 2 something. Mm-hmm. But then good night.
Oh yeah, it's after 11 here. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Yeah, let's just end, and hey, we'll catch you up tomorrow on the YouTube highways. So yeah, Nana, I will be sure. I think I have you set to all notifications, but y'all, I'll catch y'all over at Nana's tomorrow, and I will remind her to shout out Kathy. Past that, I think we've covered everything. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you 4 p.m. Central Standard Time if y'all got time to come hang out.
All right. See everyone later.
Good night,
Good
y'all.
night, everyone.
Let's see. I'm gonna just redo this. Well, maybe.
You came after storms had passed, a light that broke the dark at last. Tiny hands, a brand new start. You lit a flame inside my heart. Each tear we cried painted skies so wide. You gave our shattered hope a place to hide. Rainbow baby, with a firecracker spirit, you shine so bright, the whole world can hear it. Crackling laughter, sparks in your eyes, you turned our morning into glowing skies. Oh rainbow baby, fierce and true, we prayed for you. Ooh, and here came you. Dimples deep with a rainbow smile, eyes bright blue that danced a while. But when they shift to steel gray hues, we see the storm that carried you. We aim for 24 weeks, hearts on hold. Each tiny flutter felt brave and bold. Then 32 weeks you came, 3:12 p.m. we called your name. 3 pounds 12, so small, so new, but every inch was mighty too. Oh, we held on tight through silent alarms, wires and warmers wrapped in arms. Being a 32-weeker, you had mountains to climb. We learned grace one obstacle at a time. You came wrapped in color, heart open wide, with thunder in your soul and angels at your side. Rainbow baby, with a firecracker spirit, light in our lives every time we're near it. Blazing with giggles, wild in your flight. You're the sunrise after the darkest night. Oh, rainbow baby, one of a kind. We prayed for you, and you were ours. 18 years came far too soon. A lifetime passed by like a fleeting tune. A new season, a new chapter. See you later, new hopes, new dreams. Now fly high, firecracker, light the sky.